If you are going to build Jayber, God knows why you would even want to, here's some things that you should probably know. So for Jayber, we went through two versions of Jayber. One is medical, and then one is attacking, one for, just a core support and firearm attack build, and then one if you want to just be kind of like bossing, his version of a bossing, but just a general attacker, right? So for starters, let's understand how Jayber works. Jayber is a turret character, similar to a walking Kingsguard lance, basically. And the 1 and 2 abilities drop turrets. Depending on which mod you have right here for medical, they're going to be healing turrets that heal your teammates at 2% of your max health, right? And the interval for that is every 1.5 seconds, and that cannot be changed. We did try that, and it does not change. All of Jayber's abilities can be increased by a maximal expandable range of 100% on top of the base 100. That's what the 200% means there. So you can basically increase it by an additional 100%. The third ability is a unique weapon that can extend the health of the duration of your turret and increase the health of your turret or heal the turret, because it does have its own health and shield and all of that fun stuff depending on what yours is. So you'll see here it shows HP, shield, skill, power, and defense, all according to the summoners. So 150, 150, 75, and 90, right? And the turret zone is what's created on top of all of healing and extending the duration. You're also creating a turret zone when you shoot it with your unique weapon. And for medical, that is going to create a taunt zone. So that's going to draw enemies towards the turret instead of you. The only benefit there is distracting them because, again, it's healing zone, so it's not actually doing any damage. For the assault, what this is going to do is actually create an assault zone that continuously damages anyone within it, within the space. So that's what that's going to do when you shoot it with the unique weapon. It creates that zone. The 4 ability basically just explodes the current ones that you have and creates a damage where it does like 3 individual damage applications of skill power multiplied by 2000% of your skill power, which is pretty big. It also creates this overall effect that allows you to then drop your turrets with that, basically with that turret zone already active, whether that's the taunt zone or the assault zone here. I would use it for a last resort because realistically, these builds aren't built with high cooldown incorporated. So you're going to be using the unique weapon to increase the life of them. And honestly, you just should do that because that is how this build and this character is built for, to auto increase the duration of itself. So yeah, last resort for 4. Does it do a good amount of damage? Yes, I guess. There's also a mod that allows you to create continuous like electric damage, like for AoE, but it is stationary for that area. So I don't know how valuable it is aside from that. Now, overall, it does last a good amount of time. So there's that. But again, the 3 kind of takes over for that. And also, if you're using this for attack, you're kind of losing out on a damage period if you do that. So I don't know. I'm not super impressed by this character. But anyway, the passive turret sync. So when you use your 1 and your 2, when both of the turrets are placed down, you have a boost of 20% on firearm attack and skill power. So this could be a bit useful, right, for both of the builds that we have, for skill power for the attack and then for firearm attack for the medical. So let's go through medical first, right? So for medical, we're, again, the main benefit for your team is going to be 2% of your max HP. So you want to build into max HP, right? So here we have HP amplification as well as increased HP. On top of that, we have time distribution for another 52% boost, increasing our total max HP to 400, almost 500%. And this is going to give us a good amount of heal healing for the medical turrets that we drop down. We're going to expand their range with expansion and extension so that we can kind of extend the duration and also expand the max range to almost the total max expandable range here. Iron defense for an additional skill modifier, but really just mainly for the defense. We have agony for another defensive boost and increasing our MP a bit. We have max efficiency to drop down the skill cost. And that's also why we did agony, to just kind of couple for this max XP drop of 3%, which is not that big of a deal because we're still getting basically almost a 5% boost when you account for the trade-off there. But you're dropping the skill cost. You also could just swap this for something that just drops the skill cost a bit. Not a major thing, but really this is what we're using here. We are adding passionate sponsor for this because with the changes recently, passionate sponsor is procced when you use this ability, and you can see that here, right? When we use naturally, we're going to have shot focus. We have the turret zones that are going to be, the turret sync is going to be activated when we drop both of our turrets. And as you can see, passionate sponsor is being triggered when we actually drop our abilities and our teammates are being healed or just being affected by that healing. Then you can proc all the way up to 10, which is going to give us a boost of 75% in our firearm attack, plus the turret zone sync of having both of them up, which is another 20% on our firearm attack, boosting it to 95, plus shot focus, which is going to increase it to 110. So we're going to have 110% firearm attack. So that is somewhat of the benefit here for medical compulsion. And it's going to give you a decent amount of health. You're already going to have high health to begin with. So that's good for anything other than, Deathstalker that's going to completely crap on that health mechanic. But anyway, you're going to have 110%, right? You couple that with something like Kingsguard Lance that you see here. So you drop both of your turrets, you get the boost, you get the turret sync, you get the passionate sponsor sync, you got the shot focus sync, and then you're going to drop your lances down and increase the life of the lances. And if you can keep those lances up, they're going to take a snapshot of the current damage output. Theoretically, they should do that. So then even if the turrets go away, they still have the benefit of the turret sync boost of 20%, plus the passionate sponsor sync of 75%, plus the natural shot focus. So they should have a 110% boost in firearm attack on top of whatever you already built into it. So it really is going to really increase the efficiency of the natural Kingsguard Lance's mobbing and overall damage output ability. And we can talk about the Kingsguard Lance by itself in a different video, but I thought that this was really cool because basically they're the same thing, right? Jayber is the human version of the gun, and the gun is the gun version of Jayber. And you can make an argument on which one does a better job. But anyway, that's medical. When you move over to attacking compulsion is interesting because you're going to switch a lot of the mods. For this, you do want skill power, right? Because you're going to multiply skill power in order to do damage here. And for this, you're going to do the amplification because he has a horrible crit rate of like 5%, I think, on its base. So honestly, I wouldn't build into crit at all for this, my opinion. We're going to do the non-attribute specialist, dimension specialist. You also can, honestly, you can do max power and max, you can do the max ones for these if you want it, right? You're going to get a horrible cooldown, but again, you can extend the life of these with the unique ability, so you don't really need a ton of cooldown for this. That's kind of how the character's built. So you could do that as well, up to you. But I did the 2 amplifications plus the 2 specialists. We have the extension and expansion plus an MP accelerant for extending the duration slightly and maxing MP. We have time distribution just for a little bit more health and a slight boost in cooldown, but you don't need that much cooldown for this one at all. To be honest, the base is 20, and with our duration boost, we have 23. So you actually don't need it all. And you're also going to be increasing the lifespan with the unique weapon. So again, not super necessary, but this character is such a pain to build because there's nothing that this character does that is particularly better than anyone else, right? Aside from maybe medical compulsion and then psychological victory to reduce damage, incoming damage, and then a boost in MP recovery, and then plus more health just to finish that out. But if I was going to use this character, I'd probably just stick to medical compulsion if I'm being fully transparent. It's the only semi-useful thing. You can make sure that your team is healed, but is he going to heal better than Eugen? No. You can do a good amount of damage. Is he going to do more damage than any other character? Firearm attack character? No. Is like he's going to do more damage than an Enzo that can build into firearm attack naturally? No. Is he going to do more damage than Luna? No. I just don't see the value here. I pray that he has another serious rework, or maybe maybe they're just waiting on dropping some content that's going to be that he's going to be very useful for. But as of now, I just wish I could get my catalyst back. If you were thinking about building into Jayber, just don't. It's not worth it. If you want to build every character, then here's somewhat of a useful, manageable build. But honestly, this character is subpar, probably the worst Descendant that's in the game right now. And hopefully this changes. Hopefully this, what I'm saying right now does not age well. But as of now, I just can't, with good conscience, recommend Jayber. So here it is. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Make sure that you smash that follow and notifications bell, plus subscribe, follow, member, comment. Please comment a heart to give me some type of joy, because this was a joyless experience, and I really hope that I'm wrong about this in the long term, and they adjust for this character. Otherwise, you can put him away and never think about him ever again. All right, see you on the next one.